Hello. Today I'll be talking about interracial marriages and how they affect their children. The famous Loving v. Virginia Supreme Court case in 1967 allowed there to be interracial marriages. Before this case, it was prohibited for African Americans to marry outside of their race, especially Caucasians. An interracial marriage is defined as a marriage that occurs between individuals who are from different racial and ethnic groups. In total, interracial marriages reached 4.8 million in 2010. Although there are several different interracial marriages, this paper will be focused on white and black couples. 11.9% of interracial marriages were those of white and black couples, but the numbers continue to increase. The main idea of this speech is to inform you on how the offspring of interracial marriages are affected. Recent studies have shown that children raised in interracial marriages are affected with behavioral, social, and psychological problems in comparison to children of one race. I just want to touch on a research project that was done by the Minority Youth Project. I know it's kind of small, but the groups are ever smoked, ever drank alcohol, ever used marijuana, ever used inhalants, and ever used crack cocaine. Out of all of these, multiracial children's percentages were higher than those of European American, African American, and Asian American. For example, 71% European American youths were 71% less likely to have ever threatened to beat someone up. On to social issues. According to Cooney's article, multiracial teens may socially isolate themselves, avoiding any chance of rejection from their peers. They may also conform to peer pressure to gain that social acceptance. These are two ways that biracial children deal with peer pressure in themselves. Also, the article states that 50% more multiracial males and females have been held back or had to redo a grade level. The data also shows that they experience higher rates of suspension. I know you can internalize how that would feel to be held back. And lastly, psychological. A doctor at Yale University stated that multiracial children need to understand that they are both black and white, but the world will identify them as black. The article also states because their inability to integrate fully both parents' ethnic and racial makeup into their self-identity, Bowles contended that multiracial offspring often experience emotional isolation, shame, and depression. Another article stated that both multiracial males and females are more likely to see a professional counselor. That is just a little bit about the issues that they face. Although all of this information presents that they are negatively affected, I do believe they experience great advantages. I know several multiracial children that are doing just fine, and as society grows and learns, it's becoming more common to have black and white couples, any kind of couple that there could be. Just to reiterate that biracial children do face disadvantages such as behavioral, social, and psychological issues. Thanks, guys.